had one of those moments when you are like, this is too much, even for myself? Because I just had one of those moments when I looked at all the books I bought recently. So, hi, hello, I'm Carol and welcome back to another video. This one will be a massive book haul, including some unboxings. So let's start by talking about these books, because otherwise we'll be here tomorrow and we'll still have books to talk about. I have here 3 packages from Amazon, which I still haven't unboxed. One of them is already open, so I think I'll start with that one. Here we have 2 books, which they come with this packaging, so let me just remove the plastic package. The first book I got was Cleopatra and Frankenstein by Coco Mellors, and whoever said they never judge a book by their cover or they never buy a book because of their cover is lying. The cover definitely influenced me in wanting to pick this book up, but also the plot seemed interesting and the people recommending this book were also influenced me, because here we have a quote by Pandora Sykes: "Tender, devastating and funny, Coco Mellors is an elegant and exciting new voice." And a few years ago, Pandora had this podcast called The High Low, and I loved that podcast. The fact that she reviewed also just influenced me more to buy this book. The second book I got is The American Roommate Experience by Elena Armas. This is a rom-com and it is an interconnected novel with the Spanish love deception. It's not necessarily a sequel, but this book follows Rose, and I believe it's Lucas. She is the best friend and he is the cousin from the main character from the Spanish love deception. Now let's open this package, because I have an idea what is inside it, but I'm not sure which books are inside it. So here we have 4 books. They are all sequels for a series. Let me just remove the packaging from them. Let's start by these 3. They are the sequels and the prequel for A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson that I read recently and I really enjoyed, so I immediately bought the sequel and the prequel so I can read it. Thankfully they were on sale, so I also got a kind of a good deal for them. The second book is Good Girl, Bad Blood, and the third one is called As Good as Dead, and the prequel is called Killjoy. And I'm excited to read it the moment I have a moment, because I really enjoyed that book. If you like thrillers, I recommend. Or if you want to give a book for a teenager of sorts, I highly recommend that book. By the way, if you hear weird noises, I'm sorry. There is a lot of wind going on at the moment, and so much wind that my phone keeps showing severe weather alerts. So if you hear weird noises, let's just ignore it, please. Then we have another sequel. It Starts With Us by Colleen Hoover. This is the sequel to It Ends With Us, which I thought it was an okay book, and I was curious about the sequel. And that is for that box. Now let's go to the one that says heavy, even though I'm gonna be honest, I don't feel like this is heavy, but maybe this is me being the person that keeps carrying around very heavy books, and I no longer am affected by heavy books. But let's open the box. Sometimes it's easier to open with your bare hands than with a scissors. Okay, so this is why this one was heavy. The first book in this box is Wuthering by Emily Brontë. I just wanted to read Wuthering Heights and I wanted a physical copy, so I got this one, which is the Penguin Classic. Then we have 2 series. So I'm not that much of a fantasy reader. I actually, at this moment, I haven't read any fantasy in like almost 10 years. But then I watched the series from Netflix, which is inspired by these books, and I liked it. So I bought the whole series, a whole box of the series to read the book. It also does help that Book Talk is obsessed with them, not necessarily with the original series, but with the second duology that is in the same universe. It's the Shadow and Bone trilogy by Leigh Bardugo. Here we have the 3 books: Shadow and Bone, Siege and Storm, and Ruin and Rising. And they are not hardcovers as I thought they would be, but I'm not mad because I love a good paperback. I removed it from the box and I no longer can fit it in this box, so we'll figure that out later. But now let's go to the second box. Hopefully I don't ruin the books trying to open the packaging. I got the Six of Crows duology, which is Six of Crow and Crooked Kingdom, because I really like the series. My favorite part were the crows, and Book Talk loved this book, which only influenced me more into buying, because I'm really curious. Now let's move to the books that are already open, and I have no idea what is the chronological order of me buying this book, so let's just go through the pile that is in front of me. The first book in this pile is It Happened One Summer by Tessa. This is one book I wanted to read for a while, but I don't know, for some reason I just didn't bought the book. But then I saw it on sale and I got it because I'm very curious, because I heard really good things. And this book is inspired by Schitt's Creek, and I am a Schitt's Creek fan, and I'm currently rewatching Schitt's Creek. So I got this one to see what it is about. Then we have two books in French that I don't know what the name is in English, but I'll put it somewhere in the screen. The first one is Hôtel Casanova, and the other is L'Occupation. Both are by Ernaux. Talking about books that were gifted by my mom, let's keep some books in this pile to talk about the other book my mom gifted me and that I added to this haul. This is Sisters of the Revolution. It is a feminist speculative fiction anthology, and it is organized by Anne Vandermeer and Jeff Vandermeer. This is an anthology of speculative fiction short stories, and I'm very curious. I'm interested. The moment I saw this book, I knew I needed it. Now let's go back for the order of this pile. We have Icebreaker by Hannah Grace, another book I was very interested in reading, but I just never bought it. I had no idea what this book was about, but no, there were so many people talking about it. It is Magnolia Parks by Jessa Hastings, and apparently it is about Magnolia Parks, who is a British socialite, and PJ Ballantyne, who is also he's Britain's most photographed bad boy, and yeah, it's something about that. The next book is My Friend Anna by Rachel DeLoache Williams. This is the book that inspired the Inventing Anna series from Netflix, and I loved that series. I was really curious about Anna, to be honest, so I got the book. And I had no idea it was this massive. Actually, it's not that massive, it's just the edition that I have. This is only 374 pages, but it looks way longer than it actually is. Good to know. Another book I got, this one is another one I was just so curious about, and the fact that when I was paying for this book, the cashier at the bookstore said I was going to love it, that it's so insightful. Like, this only makes me more curious, and I want to do this all because I want to read this book, because the author of this book, she was a big part of my childhood, and I don't know, I want to know why the cashier told me I was going to hate her mother. It is I'm Glad My Mother Died by Jennette McCurdy. This is going to be one of my next reads because I'm just so curious. The next book in this pile is Sex Talk by Rachel Lynn Solomon. Apparently it is about two people. They are pretending to be exes, but they actually just hate each other, but they are doing some kind of radio show. The next book in this pile is a completely different vibe. It is The Nutcracker by Alicia Dumas, and I got this because so far I liked every single novel by Dumas that I read. Dumas actually wrote my favorite book ever, which is The Count of Monte Cristo, and also this is The Nutcracker, by the way. Did I say it? This is The Nutcracker by Alicia Dumas. And another essential part of my childhood was the iconic movie, Oscar-deserving movie, Barbie and the Nutcracker. I actually had the little Barbie, the Nutcracker doll, and I loved it, and I kept playing with her even after she kind of lost one of her feet during a tragic skydiving accident, and by skydiving I mean she jumped, or I pretended she was skydiving by throwing her off the couch and she lost her feet. But she survived and she was still very happy and well loved. So, the Nutcracker. And the story of my Barbie. The next book was on my TBR list, my digital TBR list of books I want to buy / read for a while. So when I saw it was on sale, I got it. It's Vox by Christina Taucher. Is that how you pronounce her name? It is a dystopia about a world where women can only say 100 words a day. And it seemed interesting. And hopefully this pile won't fall. The next book, it was Taylor Swift, because I saw a post, I think it was on TikTok again. TikTok definitely influencing my reading habits way too much. Someone saying she referenced this book in her music video Karma, and the book is Heidi by Johanna Spy. Heidi by this author. And it's about apparently a girl that lives in the Swiss Alps, and it seemed cute. And I got this book, it seemed cute. This book, I don't know what the name is in English. It's by Elena Ferrante, and it is about the pleasures of writing and reading. And already the last book in this haul. Oh my god, I went fast. I'm proud of myself. I thought I was going to take more time talking about the books. It is Mr. Wrong Number by Lynn Painter. It's apparently about someone that texts the wrong number, and it's a rom-com. So those are all the books that I bought recently. I think it was all within a 1 month span, which is insane.